Hello and welcome to this new Android development tutorial. This is part 8 on how to create a video player app for Android. In this tutorial, we will implement some new features like the delete feature and also the share feature. So, to implement the share feature and the delete feature, we have to do the same we did with the rename feature. Okay, so we want to implement the share feature. For that, you're going to say share that set on click listener, new on click listener, as you can see right here. And after we've done this, what it will do is we will enable the system to share our video. Now, the newer versions of Android like Nougat and newer have some strict policies about this. And we can fix this by ignoring these warnings by saying strict mode that VM policy that builder, we'll call this builder, and we will set this to new strict mode VM policy that builder. Okay. Next, we're gonna go and say strict mode that set VM policy builder that build. Okay. So this actually doesn't need to be called every time the user clicks. So to make this more efficient, we will call it before we set the on-click listener. Okay, that's great. Now inside we set the on-click listener, we will create an intent that we will pass the actual how to say it, we will pass the actual path of the video, right? So we can share the video with other apps. Okay, great. To pass the path, we have to first get the path. So the same way we get the path with the rename procedure, we're gonna get another path here. So you can say string video path, and this will be set to videos list that get and we will pass selected position as the index of the array list. So we have our video path. This can be set to final. Okay, so now that we have our video path, we'll create a new intent. For that, say final intent. We will set this intent to assign it to new intent intent that action send, as you can see. Okay, after we've done this, we're going to set the type of the intent. In this case is a video, so you can say intent that set type, and the type will be video, so lowercase video slash mp4. Okay, so that's the type of video we want to share. So we set the type of video. Now we're gonna set the stream and the actual URI of the video. Okay, for that you're gonna say intent that put extra. Okay, and we'll pass intent that extra stream, as you can see, and we'll get the URI of the video. So URI that from file, and inside this we're gonna say new file. Okay, and we will pass the video path. So video path, as you can see. Don't forget to end the line with a semicolon. Now we can actually start the activity that will share our video. To do that, we're going to say start activity. We say intent that create chooser, so to give the user different options to choose from. And we'll pass intent and the message we want to send in this case would be share video 2. Okay, I think that's good. We end the line with a semicolon, and now we're ready to run the app. So I'm running, compiling and running, and I will switch to the emulator to check if it works. So right now I'm on the emulator. If I long click on a video and I click on share, you can see that I have this chooser created for me. For example, I want to share it to maps. Okay, so if I press that, I can see that video has been shared and I can even play it here. So this is how we shared it. You can share it to WhatsApp, Instagram, or whatever other app you want. So that is the share video feature that we just implemented. Now we have to implement the delete feature too. So for that, we're gonna set a click listener on the delete button. So we go ahead and say delete that set onClick listener, new onClick listener, as you can see right here. And in this case, we want to actually show a dialog when this button is pressed, in which we ask the user, are you sure you want to delete this video? Okay. So I'm gonna go and say final alert dialog dot builder, and we'll set this to delete dialog. And we'll set this to new alert dialog dot builder. Okay, let me see. Yeah, it's not committed, so just that builder in this way. So, and what we will pass this will be the context, in this case main activity that this. We end the line with a semicolon, we go to the next line and continue setting up our dialog. So we have to add a title to the dialog. For that, we're gonna say delete dialog dot set title, and we will set it to delete. So that's the title of the dialog. Okay, now we're gonna set the message. So for that, we're gonna say delete dialog dot set message right here, and we will ask the user, do you really want to delete it? Okay, so we're getting confirmation basically. And now we're gonna have to set the positive button. So we're gonna say delete dialog that set positive button. Okay, and the positive button will say yes, and the next parameter will be the click listener. So before that, I will end the line with a semicolon, so don't forget to do that later. Okay, and I'll say new dialog interface that onClick listener, and the IDE auto generates this code for me. And here we have to delete the file and update the data. So we're gonna say new file, files list, let me see, videos list, actually videos list that get selected position. So we're making a new file and we'll press delete, and we're deleting this file. So after we delete the file, we have to fill the videos list again, so to update, in order for it to be updated. So we're gonna say fill videos list, we call this method, and then we're gonna say set the adapter with new data. So we're gonna say text adapter dot set the data, and we'll pass videos list. Okay, great. Now that we have these right here, we also have to unselect it. So, but we also have to do that on the share thing, right? So let me see. So we will check that later though. Okay, so we'll check that later. But for now that we have done this and we set the new data, then we're okay to do this. But now we also have to add the negative button to this thing. To do that, we're gonna say delete the dialog that set negative button. Okay, let me see. Okay, so set negative button right here, and inside the negative button we will say no. the user doesn't want to delete it. And we say new dialog interface that on-click listener, and when the user clicks on these, we will simply go and say dialog cancel, which is cancel the dialog. End the line with a semicolon right here. And of course, after these, we have to show the dialog. Okay, right here, we're gonna say delete dialog that show. Okay, so now we're showing the dialog. Now I will run the app to test that everyone works as we want. And let's see. So here is the app, and I will long click these, and I click on delete, and I'll click on yes, and it's deleted, as you can see, which is great. Now if I click these, long click on these, it's not working. So we have an error right here. So you have to change the set selected thing. So when we delete something, we have to set it to not being selected, you know, basically the same we did with the rename dialog. So let's see what we did. So isSelected should be set to false, and the background color of selected view should be set to white. So basically these two lines should always be called. So we will call them on the share thing right here, and we will also call them on the delete method right here. And now we run the app and check if everything works as we want. So we're running the app and we have only one video. If I long click this and click on share, then this is shown. As you can see, it's unselected and I can select it again. But when we unselect it, we also have to do something else. So I click on share right here. If I go here, then I have to hide the bottom bar again, you know? So I'm not hiding it, and I have to hide the bottom bar. So we have to be able to access the bottom bar and set the visibility of the bottom bar to gone, you know. So let's do it right now in every instance of this. So in rename, after we set isSelect to false, we're gonna say bottom bar dot set visibility and this to gone. Okay, so that's pretty easy. The same thing when we share, we're gonna say bottom bar dot set visibility to gone. Okay, so this was rename, this was share. Okay, and when we press on cancel, we want to do the same, right? So we want also to do the same right here. So we'll copy these lines, these three lines right here, which unselect this thing and set and hide bottom bar. So these three lines should be called every time we want to unselect it. So here in share, they're also called, and should be also called on delete right here. So after here, we're gonna say we have already the two first, so we have to only hide the bottom bar. So bottom bar dot set visibility to gone. Great. And after cancel right here, we will paste what we copied. So set the background color of the cell to white, isSelected to false, and bottom bar set visibility is set to gone, which is great. Now I will run the app again to check if everything is working fine, and let's see. So right here, I'll long click on videos, I will click on rename, and I will click on cancel, and it's unselected. So even when I click on cancel and I click on rename, and I will rename these to videos 1, and we'll click rename, and even there is hidden the bar. Now we're gonna long click it again, and we will click on share, and if I go back, it's unselected, which is great. And I will long click on this, I will click on delete, and I'll click on no, and it's hidden again and unselected. Okay, if I click on this is played, we can stop and pause. We can use this button we created to go back, okay? And we can also press continue watching to go and continue watching where we left the video. So those are the features we created of our app. And now I can also delete this right here. If I click on delete, I will click yes, and as you can see, is deleted. When we delete this, we want to change the continue watching to be hidden, okay? So when we delete these, as you can see right here, we want to change the continue watching. Do we have that? I don't think we have, but we can maybe find it. So find byid r.id that continue watching button that set visibility will be set to gone. And basically that's everything we want to make, and now the app is working great. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and I see you in a future tutorial. Bye.